SA Cane Growers represents thousands of farmers in the sector, and like many South African companies, it's worried about those looming 30% tariffs imposed by Donald Trump. Urgent government intervention is now needed to protect jobs, local cane growers competing against subsidized imports and global trade imbalances. To discuss this further, we're joined by Thomas Funke, he's the CEO of SA Cane Growers. Thomas, good afternoon to you. You say these tariffs are going to hit the South African sugar industry extremely hard.
So, analysis was showing we currently export around 25,000 tons to the US every year, and with the 30% tariff that's being proposed and then obviously being imposed on our sugar exports, it's going to really knock us hard, and as a result we might not be able to sell into that market.
Are there alternative markets that could pick up the slack?
Thankfully, we've got some other markets that we export our sugar to. European Union is one of them, the UK as well as into Africa. But the US market is a very lucrative market for us, and we've been supplying that market for many, many years. It is a quota market, so you get your quota allocated to you at extremely good rates, and that's obviously the concern for us.
Only adding to the problem, of course, is there's heavily subsidized sugar being imported into South Africa.
That's correct. It seems a bit crazy, but at the same time as we're being hit by tariffs into other markets, our tariff in South Africa isn't sufficient enough to protect the local industry from sugar being imported from countries such as Brazil, Thailand and India. And that is, again, eroding our local market share. And as a result, we are forced to export more sugar onto the world market. And we all know that the world market isn't a fair price, it's a dump price. So essentially, we are forced to sell our sugar at below the cost of production.
Do you see these Trump tariffs at 30% coming into effect, or are you confident that government can negotiate its way out of this?
I think we hear every day what happens in politics. So hopefully something will still happen before the 1st of August. But what we have at the moment is the statement that the tariff is in effect, and we need to work with that, and we need to work with our government to try and encourage further discussions with the US, and hopefully we can alleviate some of that pressure there.
You're asking for urgent intervention by government to protect the local industry. What exactly do you want to see government doing?
In our local industry, and as I mentioned earlier, we've got some imports coming in, and there's more and more pressure on the local market from these other countries bringing their sugar to our shores. So what we urgently need is a review of our tariff application, or our tariff process, our tariff level, in order to ensure that the dollar-based reference price is reviewed and we get a fair playing field in the South African market.
All right, Thomas Funke of the SA Cane Growers Association, thank you very much indeed. And not to worry, there are only 1,290